I want to have us put the worst trades in NBA history into a tier list. I have 8 of the most asinine decisions ever made, and you guys know how it works. S through F, tell me where this ranks.
So
Let's start off.
So for this, S would honestly be the worst trade.
Yes.
Okay.
F would be it's kind of defensible. It's not too bad, I guess.
Okay.
Because, we're gauging it on the badness, not the goodness.
Gotcha.
Let's start off with the good one to set the bar. We have the Brooklyn Nets trading for Kevin Garnett and giving the Boston Celtics Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
2 All-Stars is tough, man. 2 dudes who won NBA championships for the Boston Celtics. Because they went ahead and got it all done, especially, this has to be an S tier level of just like unfortunate and just stupid.
To directly gift another team a championship and to directly gift a team as vile and repulsive as the Boston Celtics a championship, I'm giving this S+. This is the worst decision anybody's ever made because it benefits the worst people on mankind.
And you did it for geezers.
It was also stupid as fuck. There's that too.
Yeah, like Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce were so washed. They were so cooked at this point. And honestly, like the amount of draft capital that the Celtics were able to extract, honestly, set the bar, set the standard for the next decade of like, this is how you fleece an NBA team. This is what you are supposed to get when you are robbing somebody. This is how it goes.
I think personally, Danny Ainge should have got a murder charge or at least attempted murder.
That's fair. And now, listen.
Some kind of felony.
He's a witness protection program right now in Utah. He's paying for it. He did it.
He's on a farm somewhere. Yeah. Drinking sodas.
Sodas, that's
okay.
moonshine.
Well, Utah, they love them some sodas.
Yeah.
Next up, let's throw it back a little bit. Let's go back to the olden days. We got the Utah Jazz trading 3 first-round picks for Gail Goodrich and giving the Lakers Magic Johnson.
3 first-round picks.
Hey, back in these days, these dumb GMs didn't know what first-round picks were for. They were tossing them out left and right. Gifting Magic Johnson to the Lakers is hysterical.
I'm not going to lie.
That's one of the most hilarious decisions.
That honestly saved the NBA as well. Like, who wants to see Magic Johnson like build such a fantastic career over in the middle of nowhere in Utah? That ruins half of his aura.
So now that you say that, this is an amazing trade. This was good for everybody. So this is go F tier. It's not that bad because it really helped the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think like for the greater good, it had to be done. I'll go F.
We had to sacrifice the Utes to save America. I love it.
You know what? Maybe you guys deserve some credit.
Shout out Utah, man.
Yeah.
The game, I have a job today. The game I love exists because of you and what you were willing to sacrifice for the NBA to put a star in Los Angeles and put the game back on TV.
Thank you, Utah. Thank you.
They played their
drinking more sodas.
Yeah.
I might watch some BYU games.
BYU.
I might throw some tofu on the grill.
Is that what they eat? Tofu on the grill.
Okay. Next up, let's find one. How about the Atlanta Hawks trading Luka Doncic to bring in Trae Young?
The Atlanta Hawks actually won that trade as far as I'm concerned. Luka's gone, bro. He was going to be out either way. This is an F tier.
Trae Young wishes he was gone. This is a terrible trade. They didn't win shit.
No, I'll say C. It was like, it's a little bit defensible just because you're trading it on draft night. You don't know exactly how everybody's going to pan out.
Yeah, it's not as bad as some trades on here. You didn't gift anybody a ring, but it wasn't smart. It wasn't smart in the moment. We knew it was dumb at the time. And just because you had the longevity to beat Nico Harrison in the long run, I'm not giving you any props for that.
Well,
I mean we're not an all-time idiot, so that's great. Like
if I go across the street and I box a 5-year-old and I win, you're not going to pat me on the back.
I am, because the win is a win. Who cares about age? The fuck?
Dumb's a dumb.
Yeah, exactly. I count them all up. It's tough out here.
He should have had his hands up.
Exactly. What?
A first round knockout is a first round knockout.
Yeah, exactly. Just be smarter. Duck and weave, dummy. What are you doing?
But yeah, no, this is an objectively bad trade no matter how many years pass. But it's not as bad as something like the Kevin Garnett trade that's an S tier where I think this has to be gauged in part based on how we thought in the moment and what the outcome was. It's got to have some hindsight. And this doesn't have the gravity of some of the other ones.
Yeah, like if Trae Young wasn't an all-star and he was just a borderline all-star, then it's like, okay, like it's probably an L. But he was able to lead us to Eastern Conference Finals, gave us one great year of A+ Atlanta Hawks basketball. But that's why it's not one of the worst. That's why it's not one of the worst.
And that's more than you can ask for as an Atlanta Hawks fan when you're never guaranteed A+ basketball. You're almost always guaranteed C- basketball as the world's best 41-41 team. So that one year was essentially a 3-peat 4-year standards.
That's true. But also, listen, the Hawks made it to the conference finals before the Mavericks did with Luka. So he got him. He did beat them. He did beat them to that.
Tortoise versus the hare situation here, but I'll allow it.
Exactly.
I mean, hey, if you really think about it too, we traded away Luka Doncic in turn for Trae Young, and Luka eventually turned into Anthony Davis and Max Christie. So in my mind, we actually win that trade.
I don't understand why you would say that, but I will let you say it because I don't want to talk about the Atlanta Hawks anymore.
We cooked.
Next up, we have the Oklahoma City Thunder trading James Harden because they're cheap.
Tough scene.
You know what I hate?
That makes you mad?
You know what I hate? I hate billionaires acting like broke boys. I can't do it. I can't do it. You could
Sam Preston, you're lucky you did the best rebuild of all time after this.
Kevin Durant could have stopped LeBron from getting titles before he got to Golden State. He could have did that. If it was him, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden, they would have gotten at least one. And yet, now you had an MVP and an MVP and an MVP all go somewhere else and be successful. You hate to see it.
Is it A tier?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an
I think
A-tier.
if you punting on an MVP before he becomes that is so disgusting just because you're always going to think about what could have been. You didn't gift anybody a championship, so you're not S tier, but you got to be A.
Yeah, I agree. And it's a very clear world in which we see this trio, KD, Harden, and Russ, winning multiple championships. They just simply had time to be together longer. They ain't got to do nothing with the roster. Just keep those three together.
Or Kevin Durant and James Harden by themselves. With a better team around them.
Come on, man. Why? Stop. Stop.
Stop.
We're not doing
Speaking
that.
Speaking of, we have the Los Angeles Lakers trading for Russell Westbrook and slamming their championship window shut.
For a couple of years.
Or so they thought.
We'll see.
Yeah. No, this is S tier. This is one of the worst trades of all time. I will never ever forget Russell Westbrook playing in the Staples Center, having a wide open three, and people saying, "No, don't shoot, no." The fans turned on him. The team turned on him. Social media turned on him. It was an awful experience for everybody.
Again, you have the greatest player of all time, and you effectively ruin his chance to win a championship forever. Indefensible S tier.
Yeah, they got one, went away from what made them great, and now you curse the last 3-4 years of peak power LeBron James. With that, it's a S tier for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Now what about the trade that saved that championship window? The Mavericks trading Luka Doncic at 25 years old.
Nico Harrison deserves a special place on this tier list, bro. Special place at S.
Make a tier. Hammers.
Hammers and coffins, because that's what the
Viva la
Dallas
Revolution.
Mavericks was doing for them.
Tier. Viva la Revolution.
What the hell does that mean?
Revolution to Dallas Mavericks fans. We're fucking storming the Capitol.
We can't do this. We can't do this.
Yeah,
this
this is a different level of hatred, bro. Like I was on Twitter and folks are out here leaking Nico Harrison's address.
They're
the fuck is
doxing
going
Nico
on?
Harrison.
Bro, it's just basketball.
Not
This is
to
S
some
tier.
people. Not to some people.
Is it
This
S tier or A
life.
tier?
No, this is S plus. This is one of the worst trades of all time because not only did Luka not request a trade, not only was he not unhappy, you called to give him away. This didn't have to happen.
Your hand was not forced. This isn't
initiated
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar requesting a trade. This is you saying, I'm sick of this fat guy. I want him out of here for no reason. All he did was perform well for you. And you're like, actually, I hate you. Actually, I want you out of my fucking sight. And I'll do anything necessary to get you out of here.
You said, I hate you. I don't know if you're going to re-sign this contract. And plus, you're kind of tubby. Get out.
He said L plus ratio plus BMI too high.
BMI too high.
S tier. All right, next up, let's do one that's commonly compared to this as one of the other worst trades of all time. The Clippers trading for Paul George and sending Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to OKC.
every time I see this trade and I see what the Clippers gave up versus what OKC gave up is absolutely hysterical. Gave up future MVP and like 20 fucking picks, bro. That's hilarious.
And Jalen Williams.
Yeah. An all-star again. Goddamn, bro. Like an all-star in it. Oh fuck, man. This might be
so this is really, really bad. S tier is getting crowded. Getting rid of an MVP is terrible. Do we want to? How much hindsight do we want to apply? Because obviously it was decent in the moments, but aged terribly. I feel like it being decent in the moment makes it. It can't be S tier because everything in S tier was stupid as soon as they did it.
But we have to understand this is a 2-in-1 package though. Like without this trade, they wouldn't have gone to Kawhi too. Apparently,
that's what I'm saying. So like, it can't be S tier. S tier was indefensible in the moment.
I'm going B because even looking at it now, you go back into that moment and you say, if that was the deal, if making this trade gets you Paul George and Kawhi Leonard in 2019. You make that deal 10 out of 10 times. You do it every time.
Yeah. And you can still call it a bad trade because hindsight's hindsight. And also, if Kawhi was dead set on joining the Clippers because he didn't want to team up with LeBron and he didn't want to live in Canada, maybe you could have tried harder and convinced him to give SGA a chance if you knew he was going to be something, which I'm assuming they did. So B's fine. A and S, in the moment, you're like, oh, these guys are dumb. You didn't say that about the Clippers.
Exactly.
Okay, so last but not least, we have the Charlotte Hornets trading Kobe Bryant on draft night.
The goddamn Hornets are making trades on draft night, bro. Didn't they trade Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on draft night too?
They did. They double whammy. They did it twice.
I think it showed up on his list multiple times.
2 of the best scorers of all time could have been wearing teal.
Tough scene.
Well, who's their franchise goat? Kemba Walker?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Al Jefferson?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Grandmama?
Oh man. Hey, listen, shout out to Gerald Wallace for that 1 year. You know what I'm saying? Out there in Charlotte.
Shout out to Zoe.
Real hoops. Hey, shout out to Egghead Henderson, bro. One of the greatest fucking demon hopper.
Del Curry. Del Curry is on the 2K all-time team for the Hornets.
And that all could have changed if they didn't trade Kobe Bryant on draft night.
Yeah.
I don't know what the reception was in the moment. He was a high school player. He wasn't a sure thing. But man, if you're a team like the Hornets, even back then, it's probably worth taking that risk.
Yeah. This is, again.
Is this S tier?
It may be A tier because, I mean, there are a new organization who was trying to establish themselves and they were tired of sucking. I don't know if it is.
They traded him for Vlade Divac.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. And like when you trade away a top 5 player of all time, it really hurts to say. So
slow down.
Oh yeah,
these are not the conversations that I'm not trying to.
Caught that. My bad. Keep it pushing.
The way I said that sounded like the slow down.
Yeah.
Grab the wall.
You finna get up and start busting it down on that wall, Isaac.
Yeah, maybe A tier. It wasn't unknown. You couldn't know Kobe's gonna be the second greatest shooting guard of all time.
Guys, better.
Wobble like you trying to make it. Yeah. We're going A tier?
Yeah, let's do A tier.
Man, that thing was a movie.
Man.
Oh, middle school dances were crazy. All right, so to recap, S tier, we have Kevin Garnett to the Nets. We have Russell Westbrook to the Lakers and Luka Doncic to the Lakers. A tier, we have James Harden to the Rockets and Kobe Bryant to the Lakers. B tier, we got Shai to the Thunder. C tier, we have the Hawks passing on Luka. And F tier, we have Magic going to the Lakers. Mm-hmm. Do we want to change anything?
Man.
Normally, whenever we do tier lists, I don't want to change anything because we normally make them perfect. I kind of feel the same way here. I kind of think we made another perfect tier list, so I don't think any changes need to be made.
There we go.
We're all in agreement.
That's the end of the segment.
Let's wash our hands.
I love a good dub.